just started Hannah. I don't know how many times I watched this movie, but it's all about not being too mixed up, right? Like with the world. And what's the difference between her? Why is she like this and why are we like this, right? It's because of, yes, it's the isolation, right? Like, but how does she become this sharp about doing everything and anything? Because that's what we are. Our true self can do, be, and have whatever it wants. And the first thing that we were meant to be is that. It's like, how can we be anything else if we can't be ourselves? The first job, I feel like at this point, my creation is to know myself. That's why I'm here on earth. That's the whole purpose of my creation. It's about connecting myself with my creator and then be whatever it is that I'm interested in. Right? Carve my way, my life's direction towards that way. The process of becoming who I want. The who becomes an answer. But before I answer the who, I have to first know what. What am I? What am I really as a human being? What is my body? Right? So, like, the focus, the mental focus, the energy to live every day. You know, most people don't even have the energy to live every day, right? Like the suicidal rate I always mention with teenagers. They wake up, they don't know because they're so confused. They feel it so much, right? They cannot push into adulthood feeling like that. You know, they're so real for their emotions. That's why they end their lives, and it's sad. And that's because no one introduced them to. It's like the more separated we are with what we are, we become nothing. Nothing is not comfortable because we are something. Human beings are something, and we're living like we're nothing, just as somebody, just like walking around the streets, like just existing, not really truly alive, not truly happy. That's because we don't know ourselves. No one connected us, or no one showed us the way. Children need to learn to meditate. Children needs to be led to sit by themselves, to have their imaginary friends, to be by. It's like children have no problem of being left alone. They just want to know that, they have someone that cares about them. That doesn't mean they want you to kiss them every time you see them. You do that for your fucking pleasure because you can't help it to be possessed by their love. Right? Everything needs to be balanced with kids. But more importantly, right? Leave them alone. Let them be. Watch them. Study them. Help them develop their gifts and talents. They're so easy to understand. What they love, who they are meant to be, is so easy to see. It's loud. But because you give birth, just to give birth, because society said it's so, because you don't want to lose this guy, because you don't want to lose this. It's like, for all the wrong reasons, and you have no means to raise this child. You have no means to, because you don't even know why you have it. You're even confused yourself. So you're like literally just growing with the baby even. And then that baby being, raised by you, because you're so confused, he's going to be even more confused. Why? Because what are you teaching that baby? Children need to understand. They come alone, they leave alone. That was the lesson I got from my father at 8 years old. All day, the whole day, right? I was babysitting my mother's emotions, freaked out. This fight or flight mode all day. We found out that morning my father's not really his friend, but he's just someone from church. He's the guitarist or whatever, right? And my mom was freaking out all day, but he liked my dad and they were kind of cool or whatever. My dad is like me now. I know that he doesn't give a shit. He's not attached to anything now, I feel like. But so my dad comes home, like the first thing is like, whew, he can already sense it. He sat on his bed and And I'm like, we're just watching, like, what's gonna happen. She just walked in, stormed. What's his name is dead. He looked at her, he's like, oh, wow. She waited, right, for like a couple of seconds, not even a minute. That's it? That's all you're going to say? Like the typical, like, she went off. And I'm freaking out. Like, I'm still waiting. Look at me. Like, at that age, I'm waiting which emotion to entertain. Because I've been waiting for my dad, too. Like, what is death? How are we supposed to react to it, right? I'm confused as fuck, right? And my mom, she's always like that. So, like, I never really liked it the way her behavior is. So, it's like I never truly followed. I'm team daddy, right? So, he looked at me. She walked out, of course. Like, he waited. And he see me, I'm like on the corner, standing there like, what the fuck is going on, right? He pulled me to him, grabbed my hands, looked me in the eyes, like, Xavier said that, Xavier nasa, Xavier sami tabaraka yun. In English, it means God gives, God takes. Either way, God bless. Right, and he told me we all, Xavier, like, God is gonna come and take us whenever he wants, all of us, you, me, at any time. You see, it made sense. It absolutely made sense for my 8-year-old, and it set me free. Now today, as a 35-year-old, look at me, baby, nothing can touch me. Society couldn't touch me. Yeah, beat the shit out of me, but I'm still standing. I'm here. I haven't given up on myself. Shit, life was in a park and a walk in the park. Hell no. But if you see me, you would think like I've been a princess my whole life. That's because how I felt inside, no matter what the external said, baby. Working at a warehouse. But I'm going to go have my lunch at Panera. Have my green iced tea lemonade. Have my... Man, I treated myself like a fucking queen. The first thing I did after every paycheck, from the moment I've been working, right? I guess after high school. Been working in high school as well, but we didn't really know about self-care, right? But ever since I was 19, 20, my early jobs, the first thing I do is get a massage, right? The day that I get a paycheck. The first thing that day. So I get a massage twice a month. You know what I mean? It's all about, like, how you treat yourself. Like, what is your emotion? Like, how are you following yourself, right? It's like when you become that close with yourself, when you know yourself, everything else becomes secondary. So, like, all the bullshit, like, all the people try to hurt you, the wrong friendship, the wrong lover, you're going to be able to handle it. And you won't fall for bullshit easily. Because there's this, you have developed your inner dialogue, right? When a person is acting some type of way, there's something that tells you. That's why, like, I've never been hurt in my life. Now people say, oh, that's because you never loved. No, I did love. I'm actually a very, very easy lover. I love so hard. But when I cut you off, you're also like, you never existed. I don't even remember you. And if I do remember you, I only remember the good things. All this comes from understanding yourself more. When you know yourself more, the easier it is to forgive, the easier it is to understand. It's like when you know yourself, you start, it's like, oh, you know everyone else, because our baseline is the same for humanity, like how we are, what we like. We all want to feel good. We all want to live a good life. We all want to be loved. But the thing is, it's like, we're wanting to be loved. We're wanting to be accepted, and we don't even accept and love ourselves. You see, what you are is a vibrational being. You attract what you feel inside, what you think inside comes in your reality. No one taught us that. We don't know that, but we keep hating what we are hating, and we continue to manifest it, and we're like, we don't know why it's still there, like, right? That's because we don't know when to stop, right? And understand what's happening. But like when a child is left alone at that age, it's the easier it is to understand, hey, you're alone. Oh, okay. It makes sense. It is the truth. He was born alone, right? And he is going to die alone. Right? So why are we keeping all these lessons that we need to learn at the time. Like, there are lessons that we must learn at the right time. There is a lesson for the 4-year-old, there is a lesson for the 2-year-old, there is a lesson for the 14-year-old. Like, every age comes with a lesson. Every age gets us more ready and ready and ready for more lesson, for more knowledge, right? Let him be. Let him act how he wants to act. You shouldn't be telling a 2-year-old not to do shit. He should not even hear the word no before 4. Just distract him. He wants too much candy? You can handle them, right? You can trick them for the most part to protect them, right? Because I can hear people being technical. Well, child, you have to tell them no, if they be spoiled. We are meant to be spoiled. What is being spoiled? Being spoiled is like having what you want, right? We're even taught that having what you want, having everything you want, is like being spoiled, and is not a good thing. But what the fuck? If you truly ask yourself right now, really, you think it's a bad thing to have all the things that you want, right? You wouldn't dare to say no. You just say that because you haven't experienced having all the things that you want. The majority of the world lives like that, and they make you, they help you to continue to believe that. The rich gets richer, the poor get poorer, because the poor continues to complain. And the more you complain, the more you attract things that you want to complain about. Oh my God, I actually heard this in like my first job, rushing on my way to Gap. I remember it, right? I was 19, just not even 19 yet. Just graduated high school, just moved to Ohio. I will never forget. I listened. You see, it was the beginning. It's just starting. Like, adulthood was just starting. High school is done. Right? I was already starting to complain because the things that I want for myself, I didn't see it happening, right? But like, my mind just went right there. Like, right now, I remember exactly where I was when I heard this. On my way to work, I remember the gas station, the red light was about to turn left. The more you complain, the more you attract. When you complain, the more you attract things to complain about. That was like my first spiritual lessons, right? That was on 97.5, my favorite station in Columbus. It hit. It did something. It was there. Early on those days. And another lesson I remember is like on the same radio channel. When you ask God, God is always saying yes. It's just sometimes the timing might be wrong. Right? I also said, oh, wow, okay. Because if you tell my little 18 and a half year old at that time that I will be where I'm at today, right? Life went in full circle. I was only loving or falling in love with the fraction of who I am supposed to become. You see, like the love for a good sheet of paper and ink, I didn't know why. The love I have for shoes, I didn't know why. I just love what I love. Right now, I grew up to be a writer and a fashion designer. You see how, like, who you are meant to be shows your love. What is your first love? You are love. We come to Earth to fall in love with ourselves and with planet Earth. Earth has more than enough. More than enough beauty to make us feel beautiful. More than enough purpose to make us feel purposeful. When I look at the mountain, I feel purposeful. I feel strong. When I look at the river, I feel calm, flexible, relaxed, let it go. When I look at the flowers, I feel beautiful. I feel amazing that I'm created by the same thing that created these flowers. We are meant to be curious about everything we see, but because humanity lost that concept, we are like entertaining, our bodies are entertaining entities that are enemies for us. And God allows it, because to God everything is just is. There is nothing good or bad to our Creator, because it creates everything, right? The spider that you run to kill, He created it. It's His creation. She has a purpose. That's why she's created. Just like you. But the problem is we look down on the things that we have power over, right? Oh, it's just a flower. Oh, it's just a... Nope, that's not how we were meant to live, though. Earth was supposed to inspire us so we can continue to recreate. Creation was supposed to be beginning when man was created. But man refuses to be inspired by his creator. That's what it is. So it's like you become your own enemy. If you can't love and accept yourself, you become your own enemy. That's what it is. Ignoring your wants, that's what it means. Because God could only speak to you through the things you want. What you want is you're literally God's gift. But God's gift is not just for pleasure. God gives you gifts so you can take care of it, so you can turn it into something. Right? God doesn't give you anything to just sit still with. Everything is alive. Everything from God has a life. And it needs to evolve, grow, inspire. That's why when you're not doing anything with yourself, not doing the work to know yourself, you just become nothing, and then that's it. The body will age and you just bye-bye earth. A child that's left alone, a man that's left alone it's inevitable. They must become something. Ooh! Where I paused it, I just looked, it's 03, it's 313 with the 0. 313 has been on my horizon this whole, so far 2025, a lot. So leave yourself alone. Seriously, even yourself, leave yourself alone. Seriously, I'm talking to that confused, tired mother that is deteriorating by the day. That father that is so confused, he's only in his 30s. I'm talking to you, the parents. Learn to leave yourself alone. Whatever you need to do, 1 hour, 30 minutes by yourself. Right? Even help each other out. Because it's so impossible right now. You gotta work. You have like this, that, right? Like, as long as you make it like a must that you would allow each other 30 minutes of the day. Before the kids, after the kids. Whatever you need to do. Because that's the only way. You need time. If you continue to ignore yourself and continue to live through muscle memory, right? If you continue to live your personal life as if it's your job life that you clock in and clock out, because that's what you're doing with your real life, clocking in, clocking out. You're only getting your nails done because of just to look good in front of, just for out, not even for yourself. That's your self-care. Right? My generation, that's your definition of self-care. The eyelash that looks like that I can see from the extreme lane, the right lane, all the way to the extreme left lane. I can see you. It's like, whoa! What is that? Isn't it heavy? I'm so curious. That's what one thing about me. I'm always curious. But yeah, from the moment fake eyelashes were invented, my thought was like, isn't it heavy? Because even when I wear mascara, like I can tell the difference, right? I would not wear mascara at home. The first thing I do as soon as I get home is like remove my mascara and my lipstick. And I don't know. I just never liked anything fake. I don't know. But now I learned, I have a pretty face. So I'm not about to stand here in front like, oh, you're beautiful no matter how you look like. I'm sorry, man. You can hate yourself. You could love yourself. It's fucking up to you. I'm done. But guess what? Your external look has nothing to do with beauty, with feeling beauty and feeling ugly. Nothing. And I'm only saying this because my whole life I've been hit with that. Oh, but you're a model. You can't say that. I'm like, really? Really? Right? Your beauty is inside you. There's something inside you. And if you are unhappy with your life currently, no matter where you're at, no matter what stage, I'm not asking you, to swallow up your kids like Hercules. Yeah, you can't do that. Is it Hercules? Right? The jealous father? Right? They're here already. But the point is, there's a reason for everything. And everything happens for a reason. Nothing happens by a chance. So wherever you're at is your starting point. That's it. Like, you did a lot of mess. All right. Doesn't fucking matter. The point is starting where you're at. If your wife is going to support you, okay. If your current situation is going to support you, good. If not, you have to help yourself. You must have a time to leave yourself alone throughout the day. Every day. You gotta do something. Because the answer for your questions is there. You won't find it anywhere else. You know why I say that? Let me give you an example. A person that's struggling, so stressed out, like, on fight or flight mode, randomly ran into a customer. That gives him an opportunity. I'm hearing the opportunity. He won't hear it. He's not hearing it. This is a live experience that I'm sharing with you. After the guy left, right? I'm talking to him and he's telling me all these excuses. But this, but that. I know I'm losing an opportunity. I know I'm missing out. I know. But I have a child. Oh my God. We're like the same age. He's only like 33, right? Like, oh my God. He has a new baby. It's like he's sad. He's really sad. But he's like, if he's conflicted. 33-year-old. A father. A young man. What are you supposed to... You see how, thin you stress yourself out? When you rush to settle, when you are rushing... It's because they have brainwashed you and you're so scared of being alone. You are making the biggest decisions that are supposed to be delicately looked over, again and again and again. Before, when you are making a decision to spend the rest of your life with someone. Once you bring a child, that's it. There's no separation, right? Like, how much do you trust this person? Do you trust him if things don't work out between you guys? Like, he would show up for this child. You don't know. You don't even... No, you don't even think that far ahead. It should be a fucking sin. It's like doing the same thing and expecting a different result as society. That is what the fuck we're doing. As far as society, culture, base goes, just reproduction, just to reproduce. Settle for a job. That's it. People are settling down for a job. And you want to complain. And you expect to be heard. The Bible says, those who have it will get more. And those who don't will lose what they have. Because gratitude is the way you get to God's heart. And to have a genuine gratitude, a person has to have a, genuinely happy lifestyle. You have to be self-fulfilled. To be self-fulfilled, you have to do what you love. Somehow, whatever it is. And you have to be making a living with it. And it's not about how much money you make off of it. It's the fact that you live in as what you are. That's what's important. But there was a culture that even fucking brainwashed artists, right? Oh, a writer's a drunk, all right? You know why? Because we need time to sit and to think. We writers need a lot of time to do nothing. But, okay, as a female, I was privileged enough to manifest that life, and I was able to do that. I mean, anyone can manifest it too. But for a guy, can you imagine how hard it is to find a life partner that will support him until his book, right? So this mantra, like, oh, artists are jokes. So it's like they start ignoring their gifts and talents. And that's what changes the world, inspires music, film. Nothing can beat the influence of that, the power of the influence of a musician or a great actress or actor, right? All these concepts that were created that are hurting us as a society, we need to nitpick it. A woman is only successful if she's a mother. A woman must have a baby at a certain age. Says who? Man? We're like literally believing the concept of, the theory of another man's. Who the fuck are you to say that about me? To make a decision about my biology? When in fact, the real creator, the one that created me, shows me more than enough example women's having children, whether it's on the Bible, whether in history books, at any age. Like what's under this? What is it even? Why is that even implanted? Why is that seed was planted on women? Are women more powerful? Are women witches? Are women, do we have like a secret power that we don't know of that men found out about us? What is this thing? That's like, why were we being attacked? People only want to focus on Hitler and slavery, and slavery mean only African Americans. They think they're the only ones that have been slaves, right? Like, it's amazing to me, like, transitioning at 13 to America. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, they think they are also living that slave mentality too. Like, okay, me coming from Ethiopia, like with fresh, I'm like looking at them like, what the fuck is this? What's wrong with you? You were sold from Africa as a fucking slave. You were already a slave in Africa. It was the slaves that were sold. That's what we know. Africans were enslaving Africans. My mother's parents, mother's mother had slaves. Black people had slaves. Asian people slaved each other. Guam slaved each other. The darker the darker the color. It was always hated. It was always around. In every culture, there's a darker skin. In Philippines, in Asia, it was always hated. The point is, slavery existed in every motherfucking country. And when it was stopped, it stopped in the whole world, because we, as consciously as a whole world, right, understood like, okay, we can't handle it anymore. Just like we evolved from war. Can you imagine right now, like, if a country declares a war? Like, what? We're gonna say hell no, right? Like, what? Can you imagine a war? What? Kids are like freaking out when their Wi-Fi is like buffering in seconds. What? All this stressed society will first kill themselves the day after the announcement. Everybody's gonna kill themselves. It's gonna be like, what was it that the Utah guy, was it the Amish guy, something, where they all sacrificed themselves in the name of praying. They all had the drink, and yeah, it was actually a suicide. He tricked them, their preacher or whatever you call them. But that's what's going to happen if that was the case in this generation, right? So like, we evolved. That's how it works. And then right now, where we're at right now, the battle is in the mind, right? Because at this point, it doesn't matter whether it's women or male. Everyone is experiencing an equal amount of stress, and everyone is living this same lifestyle, same group thinking, same way of thinking. He's also tired. Men don't want to support women or be the head of the house anymore. They actually want to be supported. They want to be spoiled just like a woman. Right, like the table has turned. Right? And if relationship is not equal give and take, one is going to end up draining. So it's going to be unfair. See how it works? Anyways. Man must be left alone to become something. The science of life tells us that every seed needs to be buried. There's a birth period, right? So how does man create? Is it only women that give birth? And is it birth only like reproduction? Or do we give birth to our ideas and creations? And we do. And how do we give birth, right? When you are left alone with them, because that's when you cultivate them in the dark, when you are sitting with your eyes closed or open, but just by yourself, solitude, with nature, right? You live in the city, find a plant, use incense, and sit next to the plant. Meditate. Who's going to listen to you if you can't listen to yourself? No one. That's why, going back to the beginning of the recording, it's inevitable for a man to become something if it's left alone. Right? So the more we understand this, we're freeing the children when they know now, like parents, young parents, right? Start to study their children. Free them and free yourself, man.